Welcome back. Don't do anything with our emotions. This is the third step. I see the importance. Okay, I need to feel this. It's important. It's valid. My feelings are valid. And now I feel. I have the emotional component. Can distinguish. And then you don't do anything with it. And this is the practice here. But don't do is easier said than done, and I would like to introduce like the 4 modes of doing that we do in relation with most emotions. Excuse me please. And this is number 1, running against an emotion, running away from an emotion, running into an emotion, and magnifying those emotions. When we run against an emotion, it's more like opposing an emotion, running against, and wanting to destroy, or like wanting to, when some unwanted emotion comes up and we really feel, okay, I must not feel this right now because this stands in the way, and you're opposing this emotion. This is kind of running against the emotion, or doing something against that, whatever you've been told to kind of change your emotions, or you run against, or you run away. Like a smartphone is always just in arm reach, reach of arm, or whatever you say, away. It's like close to you, and you can always distract yourself with some Twitter or Instagram, WhatsApp message. Running away, it's so easy to do. And also physically running away, not only mentally, but also physically, in the sense that many people who actually do a lot of physical exercise and like a lot of running exercises, mostly to get rid of this internal pressure and tension. Not for all of them, but I've clearly seen that in me and like many others, that whenever this uncomfortable feeling comes up of like pressure, you go for a run to relieve yourself from this pressure. And that's like, the best thing you can do, for like, at least not the best thing, like better at least than other unhealthy patterns. But it's still kind of a running away. We need to face our emotions. We need to tune in with that, because otherwise, we still run away, and at some point they come back to us. Running away also in our thoughts. Catch yourself, when are you running into your thoughts? To run away from your feelings, because that's kind of a distraction, kind of a relief. So this is the second mode, running away. Running against, running away, and then running into. This is kind of dwelling. Kind of, it feels so bad, my headache, it's, and you go even deeper into that. And why do we dwell on emotions? Because it fills our needs. This is also important to understand. For some people, the attitude might give them some kind of attention from other people. Other people say, oh, you poor thing, and whatever, I really feel with you. It fills our needs, also for like emotional load being, being worked with and being released, for example, in anger patterns, or like in outbreaks of like jealousy, or like, anger as well. You rid yourself of this emotion, and you really dwell on that, so that you get rid of that, and it fills your needs. The only reason why we dwell on those emotions, because it gives us some feeling that we want. Mostly it's some feeling of relief or something. And the last mode is magnifying. Whatever you've been told to handle your emotions, or to work with your emotions, especially with positive emotions, there's a great inclination to change them in the way as to magnify them. Okay, now I feel happy, because we're so dependent upon our emotions of joy to feel happy. Now I feel happy, and now I need to magnify that and make it even better, even bigger. This can be done, but oftentimes it's a mode of doing that is getting in the way of really feeling those feelings through. So these 4 modes, please catch yourself when you're doing those, and this is not doing. So this is doing. And how do we not do? You see, not doing also doesn't mean to restrict yourself and restrain yourself. Not doing means to judge yourself when you do. Not doing means to basically let go of all the doing. And the only reason why we would do those things is because we believe they serve us, and it's better than actually not doing, that we get further, faster with the doing instead of not doing. But when we see like all the ramifications of our life, that those emotions will come back to us anyway, we don't have any choice but to feel, and we need to address those emotions. And we can't basically run away, when we run against them. It doesn't make sense, right now in this situation it does make sense, from the old kind of consciousness. But from the new consciousness, what I've trying to establish here together with you, it doesn't make sense, because after all we need to feel those feelings, and feeling what is right here and right now is actually the golden ticket for you to a magnificent life later down the road. But you need to practice it right here, right now, in this moment, because if you don't have the courage to face what is right here and right now, you won't do it in the future moment, which is also just the present moment, you know? You see what I mean? When you don't have the courage to let go of what you're doing right now, what seems so important to you, or whatever that might be, that stands in the way of feeling the emotion, and really tuning in, because you see this is the most important practice right now, to tune in with that, even if it's just brief for 5 seconds. If you don't see that, then you need to apply this courage. And when you don't do that right now and right here, you also don't do it in the future. And when you really start doing that and have the faith of doing that right here and right now in the future, tuning in with the emotion, then you see actually, your life transforms on many, many levels. And then in the future, you actually have, it comes natural. It's then normal for you to tune in with that. So not doing is more like a letting happen what wants to happen, and let come up what wants to come up. You know, let it come to you, in the sense of not running towards that. Let it come to you. More like being kind of an open vessel, and then you surrender all the doing, all that you want to do with the emotion, and you just let it happen, and you just let it arise. And then the practice is to see, okay, now I'm doing here. Oh, this was doing. Oh, no, I'm restraining myself from doing, trying not to do something. No, I'm trying to do something. No, I'm trying not to do something. Oh, feeling, body sensation. You maybe feel like you want to run away from an emotion. Like you have the pure emotion, and then you feel the impulse to run away. And then you tune in with that, and then you see how you feel about running away from the emotion. And that triggers like a totally different quality of feeling, because it's something about running away that's part of the wound within you. That you're, when you're a guy, you're kind of, a pussy, I'm not running away, I face those things like I'm a real man. Or as a girl, yeah, kind of a feelings dweller, like too soft, or whatever the story might be, something with running away. So you're catching yourself kind of wanting to run away, and then, another feeling comes. And so it unearths those feelings. The feelings are being revealed to you when you're just being open. And this is basically what the practice is all about. Let the feelings being revealed to you. And so that we can learn from that, and this is what we will be talking about in the next video. So this is what I believe life wants us to do. This is why we have those feelings and those thoughts, to tune in with those things, and they all point back to like things that happened in the past that are still traumatic for us, and they have still not been really felt through. Because most of the things that happen right now are kind of, and trigger us emotionally, are kind of representing something that happened in the past that was troubling and still not really worked through. But that's not part of this course. Right now, we don't do kind of deep trauma work. It's more about really how do we get in touch with our emotions. And yes, this is what the not doing component is all about. So don't judge yourself if you do, and don't try not to do, and don't try to do. So what you're left to do is basically be. And then you see you have those impulses going on of like wanting to do, wanting not to do. Am I right? Am I correct? Is that okay? What do I feel? Wanting to give a label. That's all part of the practice. But you learn like emotional intelligence in the sense of having quality distinctions on your emotions while doing that. See when you're running away from, running into, running against, or magnifying your emotions, and letting it all be. Make it fun, it's nothing there to lose. It can be like a month-long or year-long practice, but it's nothing there to lose. You will get there. It's all good. It's all good. It's all working out. Now that you know that, and now that you're really practicing that, that's all good. So yes, see you in the next video.